Hi, Dyslexic Genius here. What I'm going to talk about is the Victor M motor chassis, the castings that you have. And I've deburred all these with my fancy twirly deburring tool, but this is why. You see what that looks like? You see how they didn't drill the hole perfectly straight and the drill chattered in this? This is terrible. So you just take the deburring tool, and you get rid of that. Now we have smooth surface. I've deburred everything here.
Now, seriously, what difference does it make?
What it makes is, when you put the screw in here, it fits flat. It's not hitting a burr in here, causing everything to kick over or kick out. They didn't do this at the factory. And one of the other things they didn't do at the factory, which they did later, is that this is the bottom of it. And you see, I barely gave it a chamfer. Later at Victor's and Victrola's, they had a chamfer here where the spindle shaft goes in.
Okay, what's a chamfer?
This chamfer is this angle right here that I put in with my deburring tool. Well, on Victor's, the later ones in the teens and the 20s, they did one of these, so when you put a drop of oil here, it ran down the spindle shaft. It didn't run over the top of the motor board. So I did a heavier chamfer here. So when I put this in, you can see I have a little gap here to hold the oil, to oil the spindle shaft. I've also flex honed this, and you can see how nicely it came out. And the reason you do this is that you want all these castings when they come in. You want everything to fit nice and smooth. There's not a little lift or a lift here or a bump. You know, the castings have to be. Edison did them. He made them flat. When they got down, they're perfectly done on the casting. But Victor, you know, they're just popping these things out. And these are just little hot rod tips for the motor. Once you get it together, it fits together better. And I also, right here, we have a screw that goes in right here, and I de-chamfered that. And I'll talk about the nut later. I flattened the nut off because you have a little burr here. So when you put the screw in and tighten the nut's doing this thing, and you don't want that. You want everything to fit better in a connection like this on the screws and the nuts and the bolts. And that's my tip for the day.